you ever like thought you were depressed, but then you realize, wait, I just needed a haircut. Got me right. So back with another edition of Mental Breakdown, where I'm breaking down my album Get Well Soon. If you have not listened to it, please go listen to it. You know, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. So last time we talked about my song Scholarship. We talked about, you know, that thing that is your thing. What are you all about, right? And this week, or rather this video, not like I do this weekly, but this video, I want to talk about what's that like one thing that always seems to just pick you up. No matter what's going on, it's going to make you feel better, right? For me, that's a haircut. You know, I went there today. I saw my man's wrist today. So the way this song came into fruition is my barber, Gibson, shout out Gris Cut It. I got a shirt on and everything, you know what I'm saying? He started cutting out of his basement, right? Which, mind you, I told him this, but if I had known how little time he had been cutting hair when he first started, or when he first cut me, before he cut me, he would not have cut me that day. But you know, he went to school with my youngest brother. Technically, I mean, literally, we were in school at the same time for a little bit. But he cut my little brother's hair, and I saw it. I was like, looks good. Shout out to God in the Book of Genesis. Good joke. He saw it and said, yeah, I saw it. It says looks good, and so I let him cut me. And it has been, you know, I haven't gone to anybody else ever since. So, one day I was in his basement where he was cutting, right, at the time, and I don't remember if it was the cut. It might have been the cut that day. Okay, when you go to the barbershop, it's two things that's happening there, right? You get your good cut, and you have great conversations, life-changing conversations. If you're not getting those things at the barber, go somewhere else. I'm sorry. And so I think it was the cut that day particularly, and I was like, dang, bruh, I gotta just make a song about this. Like, this cut is so fire. The world needs to know. I felt like the dude when in SpongeBob when he tasted the jellyfish jelly sandwich on the Krabby Patty. Yeah, that's what I felt like. And so I'm just going out to my car like, Gris cut it. And like I don't know. I literally was just, I got home and was just like humming that. I probably have a video or something on my phone. I don't know if I'd be able to find it, of me just kind of like putting this concept together for this song. And so little by little, I pieced it together, and I was like, I can't be the only one on this. So I called up my bro, C Money 3, young Chris, my little cousin Chris, and I said, yo, because he was getting his hair cut by Gris at the time too, right? And so I was like, let's do this, let's make it happen. And just another thing, in general, I feel like people should have art made about them. People deserve to have art made about them. It's just, I think it's one of the most beautiful gifts that we can give, especially as a creative, to use our creativity to honor the people we love or the people around us. So sidebar, I don't think I've talked about this in the other one. I am an English teacher, which I've talked about before in the videos. And last school year, I teach a poetry unit. When I teach a poetry unit, we go through all the sound devices and figurative language and stuff, right? And so their final project, my students' final project for that is to make a song, right? And so we load up BandLab. They got to give me, I think it's like 32 lines just worth the song, and they go record it, all that, right? And so I had a bunch of kids last year decided that they were going to make diss tracks for their project, right? And I told them, I said, well, first of all, I'm not promoting any type of bullying, so no, you're not. I said, you know what? Here's what you can do. You can diss one only person. You can diss me. I'm the only person you can diss. You can't diss your little brother, your dog, no kid that you don't like, that no teacher. No, me. I'm the only person you can diss. Because guess what? You diss me, I'm firing back. And so believe believe you me, I had several diss tracks that I had to fire back, and of course, you know, I wasn't saying anything like crazy to the kids, so relax. But anyway, the one diss track had a kid's name, right? And it just repeated the kid's name over and over. So let's call the kid Billy, right? The kid's name wasn't Billy, but let's say the kid's name was Billy. And the track goes like, it's like, that boy Billy, 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 right? And it's just going. And I remember I made it, I played it for the class, and that kid would come to class every day and be like, Mr. Gibson, play that song. And I'm like, dog, I'm dissing you. What do you mean? What do you want me to play? Like, play it again. Imagine Drake showing up and be like, yo, run that Not Like Us. Like, what? So I realized, and so the one day I was playing it, and he said, yo, I feel like I'm the man when this is playing. And I just realized, I was like, dang, like, obviously, like, it wasn't like a super, like I said, I didn't say anything legitimately to hurt somebody. And one of my rules was I would not say anything in those that I wouldn't also say to the student directly in front of the whole class. So he was like, I feel like I'm the man when I hear this. And I was just like, yeah, man, that goes back to that my whole thing. I didn't say this thing, I'm just thinking of it. Like, people really do deserve to have art made about them. Like, it's such a way to celebrate yourself. And so I thought that this was a great gift to give my barber, whom I appreciate, my barber, my friend Grissom. So shout out to Grissom, Chris Cuddy. If you're in the Newcastle area or around us, get with him. All right. So yeah. I made the song. And I think I sent it to him first on Christmas of last year. I sent it to him just kind of like, I wanted to send it to him earlier, but I was like, you know what, Christmas coming, I'll just boom, I'll send it to him so he can hear it. And he was like, yo, that's fire. And so in the grand scheme of the album, well, I'm 8 minutes in and I haven't even started. Okay, cool. In the grand scheme of the album, this still is in the flex era, right? We're talking about all the things that are going right in the album. And one thing that's going to go right for me is I'm going to get me a haircut. It was a point where I was going every week to get my haircut. I miss that. I miss my every week haircuts. But you know what? My 2 weeks has made me grateful for that 1 week period. So, anyways, this song is in the, you know, talking about one of the things that go right. Last time we were talking about, you know, what are you about? Getting my haircut. That's one of the things that keeps me going. And some of my other songs, you know, a song I made, 2020 it came out, I think, was Anime Hair on the Solstice album. Go check that out if you've never listened to that. Where I just talk about, I love my hair. It's important. All right. So, all that said, let's have a mental breakdown. All right. Before we get into this, though, go ahead and comment below. What's something that you do that always makes you feel better no matter what? So, first line of the song, I open up with the tagline, Scholar, right? Just letting you know who we are. We got to represent, right? This is also the first single I dropped off the album for whatever that's worth. I felt like this was a good standalone. I dropped it. It's good. Scholar, I came up on Arthur. I was just rhyming, saying stuff, you know. I grew up with watching the show Arthur, great show. PBS Kids, shout out to them. I came up on Arthur and I say, hey, that's my ad-lib, because in the theme song it's like, and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. Hey, don't demonetize me, YouTube. I say, I came up on Arthur, what? I came up on Arthur, I should be an author, right? Saying like, you know, I got a lot of things I can write about. I do have stories to tell. I've started writing. I need to lock in on writing. There's some little time. I should be an author. I've been working smarter. Just the concept of working smarter, not harder, you know. And Scholar being the whole brand, being about doing things in an educated and informed way. Got the sauce like tartar. You know, I got the sauce. I'm like that. Sauce was a song I released. I don't even know how long ago. It was like only on SoundCloud. It's not even on everywhere else. All right, but got the sauce like tartar. Glory to the Father. You know, praise Jehovah. Giving him glory. I can't be no martyr. So saying like a martyr being somebody who dies for a cause. Like obviously I've been willing, not obvious, I guess it's not an obvious thing to say. I'm willing to die for what I believe in. I just don't feel like that's what I'm supposed to. Like, I feel like, who preached this? This might have been Charles Metcalf. Shout out to Charles at Transformation Church. So he preached something about, this was after I released the song, so he stole my idea. Just kidding, we was both in the spirit, I guess. Not just being willing to die for something, but being willing to live for something. And so, like, what I'm saying here, I can't be no martyr. Gotta raise my daughters, gotta love my partner, right? There are things in life that I feel like I'm called to do. And I don't know if I've talked about me having plot armor. That's another thing. I don't want to even go there right now. I got plot armor. Yeah, that's the last time I said that was Case. You know what? Yeah, if you listen to the Case breakdown, if not, check that out and go listen to that song. But I say I got plot armor, so I don't care what you think. I felt at a very, not a very young age, but like younger than I am now, a few years ago, I felt like the Holy Spirit told me that I would live to be, like, live a long time, right? And so I've taken that to understand, cool, I always say I got plot armor. God needs me here for something. I'm going to live and fulfill that purpose. And so I can't be no martyr. Like, that's not what it's going to be for me. I got to raise my daughters. I don't have any physical children, actually, but, you know, like I always say when I talk about raising children, it just means future generations. Got to raise my daughters. Got to love my partner, right? I already told you on the other song, talked about several songs. We're going to talk about her. Is that the next song? That's the next song after this, right? About my girl, right? Got to love my partner. Because I was just thinking about her. I said, right? And because I love her. And she loved me. So, gotta love my partner. Missing someone's daughter. She's the someone's daughter. Obviously, like I mentioned, and then I'm like, I should probably call her. Nah, I should text my barber. So, that whole few lines right there, which, by the way, my barber told me that is his favorite line of the song. He thinks that part goes so hard, which I agree. When I wrote that, I was like, So, that line is a reference to one of my favorite artists growing up was Aha Gazelle. Still is, but I loved he did in his album Trillium. He was working with a friend of his, Red Rod, who's an actor, and he did this sketch called No Haircut Talk, right? So the concept of no haircut talk is, right, when a guy doesn't have a haircut, he's just kinder, more open, more like nice to people in general, but like particularly to women. And he's like getting on Instagram Live and just being very encouraging to women because he doesn't have a haircut. And then on Trillium 2, he does No Haircut Talk 2, which I believe the original video, like it wasn't originally just for the album. Red Rod did it originally just for his own sketch. But no, on Trillium 2, he does where he does have a haircut this time, and so he gets on Instagram Live telling like audience like leave him alone, like da da da, he's not messing with them, all that. He's like, all that other stuff, forget about that, right? And so I'm like, I could call my girl, right, and be all da 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 da, but nah, I just need a haircut. I don't even need that affirmation from her or whatever. I can get that, you know, for myself right here, right? So I should text my barber. And then we go right into the pre-hook where it says, fresh up out the chair, told G I like the cut. This is a reference to that old, I think it was a Vine, where video was like, I like your cut, G, and they slap her, right? Fresh up out the chair, told G I like the cut. Yeah, I've been in the rut, now I'm feeling up. So generally you in a, what song is that? That's got No Big Deal on it. I've been in a rut. I've been feeling, I gotta listen to that, whatever that song is. Right before I wrote this, I was really, yeah. So, in a rut, right, I'm feeling bad about myself or just not great, and I get that haircut, and I'm like, shoot, baby, can't nobody tell me nothing. So, I've been in a rut, now I'm feeling up, and sometimes it's not even just the haircut itself. Like I said earlier, that conversation, when I tell you we went today, that's why I'm shooting this video today. I have not even touched editing the other video. I still have to make shorts for the double header video, but I said, this cut today, this needs to be the one that gets shown. Let me adjust my lighting one more time. So, sorry if you're watching this and my lighting and shadows just keep moving. I keep adjusting it because I didn't test before I shot. I just wanted to get in here and do it. But is somebody calling me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will call you back when I finish. I'm doing the Gris Cut It video because I got my hair cut today and it looks like Gris Cut It, you know what I'm saying? And so I figured, I might as well shoot while it's as fresh as possible. All right, I love you. Nah, I should probably call it. Anyway, fresh about the chair. Told G I like it cut. That's from the Vine. I've been in the rut now. Oh yeah, so I've been in the rut. Now I'm filling up. Sometimes the rut don't even be about like just not having a cut. You be having good conversations. Today, I tell you today, me and Grissom was out there bearing our hearts to one another, as we so often do, because that's just the nature of the environment. And I could be feeling down about anything, and I'm gonna leave there, if nothing else, even if the situation isn't resolved, I'm gonna be like, hey, that's my brother in there, and he loves me. And like, now granted, everybody ain't gonna have this relationship with their barber, right? Everybody ain't gonna have that relationship with my barber. I'm not promising you that when you go see Gris. But that's my dog. And so we just like that. But I just feel a lot better when I leave there every time, right? I don't know that I ever leave there and I'm like, oh, life sucks. So I've been in a rut, now I'm feeling up. All right? In a rut, now I'm feeling up. Then we get to the first hook where I say my wrist bugging, right? It's kind of tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like, as in it goes stupid. My fit scrubbing, as in it's clean. Half y'all steady misjudging, right? Y'all don't get it, right? The prototype, here's a little behind the scenes. What was the old lyrics? I think it was like, my wrist gleam, fit clean, half y'all don't know what I mean, right? So the wrist shiny, the fit's clean, you guys just don't get it, you guys just misjudging, right? McNugget crispy, right? Something about the way that Gris cut it, right? You get you some McNuggets, they gonna be crispy, you know what I'm saying? You get you a cut from Gris, it's gonna be crispy, you know what I'm saying? I just thought that one up on the fly. So, something way that Gris cut it, disgusting flow, I'm spitting like I sipped a piss bucket. I was just saying stuff at this point. I think this is where I started writing, honestly, was this hook. Yeah, because I started saying Gris cut it. I was like, okay, what rhymes with Gris cut it? And it's crazy that I would say piss bucket, but like, shoot, disgusting flow, I'm spitting like I sipped a piss bucket, right? Now, a really interesting thing about this line, right? Obviously, I'm saying I'm spitting like I sipped a piss bucket. My flow is disgusting, rapper slang. But I always think about the phrase when I hear this line, a pot to piss in, right? Saying like, people say you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, right? Saying you don't have the things you need. I'm spitting like I sip, like I literally have what I need. I went to see my barber, shoot, I got everything I need. I got my haircut, I'm straight, dog. Like I don't need nothing else in the world. Take the clothes off my back, the house off of my land, the land off of my land, but I got my haircut, everything I need. Anyway, alright, spitting like I sipped a piss bucket. MJ make these rappers fade, huh? Fade and make it look like Gris cutting. Fade may or may not be foreshadowing for another song on the album. And then MJ, Michael Jordan, Fade Away, easy bar right there. And fade the haircut style, that's why I did all that. Alright, then I'm like, now Gris cut it, yeah. And I said, now Chris coming, because that rhymes. And that's low-key probably why I called him for the song. I also don't know if I had a second. No, because I wrote the second verse. So anyway, second verse, Chris comes and kills the second verse. This is one of my... Chris be going crazy on features. I'm not gonna lie. Freaking Gris cut it, first of all. Quarantine Cypher, my biggest hit to date. Like, people love that song. Chris goes stupid on there. And then Grad Party said was I knew he was gonna go crazy. You know, sometimes I just have a knack for like, I need Chris on this. You know, you could tell where he fits. So I wrote this verse. I wrote Chris's verse on this song. Like, I wrote this one specifically for him. I wrote Grad Party specifically for him, and then on Quarantine Cypher we kind of co-wrote. And so when I was thinking about this, I was like, I don't know, Chris, what do you want to talk about? And Chris was probably in like 2020. What year is it? 2025, 5 years ago. That's crazy. Chris was in like 6th grade. Chris was in like 6th grade on Quarantine Cypher, and he was like, I don't know. And so we just talked about things that he did, right? And a lot of bars about his name being Chris, because, you know, what else do you do when you're in 6th grade? And so I just keep that in the back of my head here. And so he says, no rush hour. They gonna probably think I'm Chris Tucker, right? Just saying, this cut is so good, they're gonna think, you know, I'm a celebrity, right? My girl's mom she sees pictures of me and her, and she always refers to us as her movie stars. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, right? They're gonna probably think I'm Chris Tucker. Then he say, Tucker, tuck a bill inside my hand. Tip your barber. I ain't stutter. You go see your barber, you better tip that person, that man, tip that woman, that individual, all right? They out here doing the Lord's work, all right? Show them some gratitude with a gratuity. Tip your barber, I ain't stutter. Clippers gliding on my head. I can't believe this ain't butter, right? Saying it's a smooth cut. They say, yeah. Clippers on my lineup. Grissom open mind up, right? So now he's cutting your hair, right? And he's opening your mind up with these conversations. Y'all's getting into these deep life conversations, right? You know where to find us. We gonna be at Cut Creations, all right? Where Gris cut it, right? That's where we're gonna be. You know where to find us, at the barbershop. You know where to find us. The fit is always clean, right? You know we be dressing. Fit is always clean. Look like Chris washed, all right? Boom, washed. In the blood of Jesus. Ah! Sorry, I know I clipped right there. Fit is always clean. Look like Chris wash, right? Clean. You wash something, it's clean. Simple as that. Nothing deep there. Summertime is waves, right? Chris had his hair short. He was rocking waves for a little bit. I think he had waves when I was doing this. Summertime is waves, and you know we also used to always do this. The like grow your hair out and then cut it short, get waves, grow your hair out, cut it short. But I would be doing it backwards. I'd be cutting my hair off in the winter and then I don't know. But anyways, Chris had waves at that point. Summertime is waves. Drip like Chris Voss, right? Voss water, right? Chris Voss is a person, isn't he? Like who's Chris Voss? He's a negotiator. Chris Voss. Yeah, he's a negotiator. Never split the difference. That's it. Yeah, Chris Voss. All right. Anyway, Summertime's waves drip like Chris Voss. I didn't know who Chris Voss was when I wrote this, but I just reading it now. I'm like, hey, that's drip like Chris Water, right? Chris Voss. I might be Chris Bosh, NBA player. The only reason I know who that is, fun fact, is he was on Jesse on Disney Channel when I was a kid, and I remember my English teacher in 7th grade. But that English teacher, she used to have a picture, and Chris Bosh was on there drinking Starbucks coffee. It was hanging in her classroom. I don't know what that was about. I have to ask her about that. ADHD is winning tonight. So, looks like, or I might be Chris Bosh. Brain freeze, 5, 6, 7, 8. I might be Chris Bosh, right? So he's balling. I crossed applesauce, right? You know, if Chris crossed applesauce, what he gonna do to you? Right? But he's hooping, he's balling, so he crossed up applesauce, you know what I'm saying? I crossed applesauce, Chris crossed applesauce. This is too rare, right? Ain't many like him, right? Ain't many like Chris, right? I'm just too raw, right? So wait a minute. Raise the stakes, right? Steak, rare, close to not quite raw, right? But I'm just too raw, I'm too real, right? Chris is too real for you guys. I'm having so much fun. I had such a good day. like my energy level, it's all the way up here. So fresh up out the cape, right? He's getting out the cape at the barber chair. This is the second free hook. Fresh up out the cape. G done got me straight, right? So G got him right, Gibson got him right. I was looking lame, now I'm looking great, right? Looks great, you know? You don't leave there not looking great, alright? Then he said my wrist dumb. Oh, the wrist goes stupid. My fit shrugging. It don't know either. It goes stupid. Alright, my wrist dumb, my fit shrugging. Y'all still laughing like it's funny. Again, y'all don't get it. It's Duncan throwing dough up when you see that grist cut it. So you gonna throw up some money when you see that grist cut it? Shoot, yeah, I paid for this. Alright? Yeah, it's worth it. Get you a cut from grist. You'll see. Alright? Throwing dough when you see that grist cut it. Real scholar to the game, but I appreciate you subbing. Love this line. I said in one of the earlier videos that we're going to talk a lot about this dynamic between subs and scholars. I gotta say, it has been so nice this school year because, again, I needed to be known that I'm not dissing on substitutes. When I tell you I've covered 3 classes maybe the whole school year. And like, because we just have substitutes like that are there and available. Oh my God, I'm able to do the things I need to do. Yeah, sorry. No, actually I'm not sorry. Shout out to the subs out there. Real scholar to the game, but I appreciate you subbing, right? And then he said the way these rappers lining up, right? And make it look like Gris cut it. So line up, right? Boom, you gotta line up because it looks like how Gris cuts it when he lines you up. You see that? Did you see that? Oh, I got a pimple. You see that? Oh. Alright. But then we got these rappers lining up, you know, either trying to be like us or maybe they trying to get a cut from Gris too. I don't know. They're lining up for something, right? We got these rappers lining up, you know, trying to be like us or trying to be like Chris. And that line up, make it look like a Gris cut it line up, right? And then boom, that's it. Like Gris cut it. So, thank you guys for watching for this video. I hope you found something that you enjoyed or that this helped bring you some new understanding. Excuse me. This wasn't a super bar heavy one. I just got a little silly. That's why it's as long as it is. Running the time. I have not touched the last video. I have to get over myself because I think the whole library that I was editing them in is like corrupted. And so I've got to just start from scratch with the scholarship one, and then I'll tackle this one, and we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to be more proactive about doing these, especially now that my cross-country season is over. I'm about to start another job, but that's a whole other thing. Thank you for watching. Go ahead, give a subscribe. Listen, here's the thing. Y'all don't subscribe, they gonna demonetize me for using my own music. I gotta get like 1,000 subscribers. Oh, crazy. You know, like 1/10 of that. I got a tithe of what I need. God, I've seen what you've done for others. Glory. And so, if you rock with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Alright, next time we're going to talk about who are the people that help keep you grounded, right? Who's somebody that helps bring you to a good level, that just reminds you why you do what you do and helps hold you accountable. It's my girl. Catch you in the next video. Peace.